Mopar power made a bold impression at the 2026 Palm Beach auction at the South Florida Fairgrounds. A strong lineup of vehicles from Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Chrysler, and Plymouth brought unmistakable energy to the event, drawing eager bidders and plenty of attention, right, April?
That's right, so let's take a look at these top 10 Mopars presented by CRC Industries at the world's greatest collector car auction.
Starting with number 10, a 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Custom 6x6 pickup truck powered by a supercharged 3.6-liter V6 with a Magnuson intercooled system and a 6x6 conversion, the real deal, with those extra axles, a 7.5-inch lift, and 22x12 wheels with 40-inch tires.
This also has the, again, the dual rear axles, menacing looking nose on this. If you look at the treads on the rear tires, you can see the effects of scrub. On a tight turn, the axles cannot really turn. They're not articulating, so as a result, the tire becomes the steering, and you can see the scrub on the outboard of the tread, which is a byproduct of the way the rear axles are fixed and they don't turn.
This one's finished in a military green, sort of rough liner, and just sold.
Coming in at number 9, 1972 Dodge Demon Custom. This one's powered by a Ray Barton-built 426 Hellcat with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 4 bucket seats all around with Rytec adjustable coilover shocks. Yummy.
Now 5, now 60, and 85 down with Stormy now, 85, 85 down and a half. Sold! $80,000 Stormy.
Number 8 is a 1968 Dodge Charger Custom Coupe powered by an Arrington Engine's fuel-injected 440 cubic inch stroker V8 with a ProCharger supercharger and aluminum heads. With a Tremec 5-speed manual transmission, it has Rytec air ride suspension and bare 4-wheel disc brakes.
Down on it, down on it, now 60, now 5, 2, now 5, now 82 down on it, a half. Sold! $80,000, Emma.
Number 7, 2021 Ram 1500 TRX Custom 6x6 pickup. Now this one's got a supercharged 6.2 Hemi V8 rated at 850 horsepower, automatic transmission, and a full-time 6-wheel drive. Apocalypse Warlord 6x6 conversion with tandem axle system. She is a beast.
This was Ram's answer to the Ford Raptor, and they've made it the apex predator of the dinosaurs, the T-Rex, or called the TRX. But this one has been reimagined, obviously the 6x6. So the Ram logo's been reversed. Instead, it says War. So the M is upside down to a W. Kind of a neat trick there. I also love the modern camo wrap on this thing. Under hood would have been the Hellcat engine, supercharged, 700 horsepower, which is plenty of power to help this extra axle.
And the anchor points for the control arms on both rear axles have been moved away from the frame rails to extend the ride heights.
Well, the vehicle report on this shows that it had some minor damage as well as some severe structural damage earlier this year. So I think what happened is somebody took this and said, you know what, it's time to have some fun with it. Rather than just rebuild it and make it another stock 2021 Ram, let's go the distance. And that's exactly what they've done with this 6x6 pickup.
Well, if it got into an accident like this, I would hate to see how the other guy looked, because I imagine this truck won. It might have just driven right over it. Over 800 horsepower with that Hellcat engine. So it definitely dominated the Raptor as far as, you know, in the power, especially with Ford going back to an EcoBoost V6. Now, Ford's answer to this was the Raptor R, where they put the Shelby motor in it to over 700 horsepower. So it's kind of the modern day truck war going on, at least a few years ago, between the TRX and the Raptor.
Now 5, now 95, and 93, 95, all through and all done, 3 to bid, 5 to buy, now 7, hit 7 to bid, 5, 7, hit 97, now 5, 7 to bid, 4, 5, 94, 95, you gonna do it? Now sold, $94,000, Camille.
Next up, number 6, a 2006 Dodge Viper SRT10. Powered by an 8.3-liter V10 engine, producing 500 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 6-speed manual transmission. It has dual-side exhaust, sport suspension, and aluminum wheels, and just 2,700 miles on the odometer. Super low mileage.
It's 70 down now 70, now 70, 580, nobody down now, 110 down now, are you through? Are you done? 110 down now, all through, 8, now 10, and I have sold $108,000, Shane.
Number 5, 2023 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon 170. This one's got a 6.2 supercharged 8-cylinder engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive. Demon 170 drag suspension, 4-piston brakes, so she stops as fast as she goes in just 325 actual miles.
20 pound, 99 30 pound, 99 130. He didn't even 20 30. Don't let him buy that pretty car. 116. I now 115, 16 down on it a half. Sold $115,000 on the net.
Number 4, a 2004 Dodge Viper SRT10 Mamba Edition, powered by a 500 horsepower, 8.3-liter V10 engine, 6-speed manual transmission, number 50 of 200 built. It also features chrome-finished aluminum wheels, side-X exhaust, and staggered Michelin tires.
The shift handle, etc., but a little animal. 6-speed manual only, no automatics and Vipers.
They kept the original formula of the V10 engine, wild 500 horsepower and manual transmission, but with this generation came a lot of refinements, like a top that was easy to fold in, air conditioning standard, just a much more civilized car to actually sit in and take a road trip, but otherwise still pretty wild and crazy. And the great thing about the Viper, every generation sort of kept that DNA from beginning to end.
Shane Ratliff is the auctioneer, and he's working this one hard with only 12,000 miles on the clock. $72,000 bid, 73. Boy, these Vipers really held their value.
Well, once again, it is a special appearance package, the Mamba edition, not a performance package, but this was not short on performance. 500 horsepower, we're at 87. Remember, the top sale of the day so far is $100,000, and that gentleman right there, he looks like he's in it to win it.
Wow.
Well, that gentleman never flinched. Every time somebody put on another bid, he just took that paper and said, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in, and he finally won it at $120,000. The new #1 sale of the day here on day 2 at Barrett-Jackson in Palm Beach. 2004 Dodge Viper SRT10 Mamba Edition.
At number 3, check this out, 2021 Jeep Gladiator Custom Rezvani Hercules 6x6. She's got a 6.4-liter SRT V8 with an automatic transmission and a 6-wheel drive. She also has Fox shocks, 24-inch TIS off-road wheels, and 37-inch tires.
This is very cool with the matte blue finish, and you can see the roll bar sort of has some etched metal accents to it, along with boat-style speakers, outdoor speakers, so where you're an instant tailgate party when you pull up. And these massive chrome wheels are definitely a statement as well. This is a pretty incredible build.
Curry tag right there, welded to the tube right there. Curry, of course, Ray Curry, the founder of Curry Enterprises. Founded back in 1978, I believe. Rebuilding 9-inch axles, and now, of course, re-engineering and making these from scratch for 6-wheel drive applications. Order yours today.
You know, to be honest with you, with this thing sitting up here on the auction block, it looks like a massive Hot Wheels vehicle. It looks like something my grandson would be playing with.
I just checked, the odometer has 15,000 miles on it, so it has been driven some. I imagine maneuvering, tight streets and all that stuff would be a challenge, but somebody put some miles on this thing and had some fun.
Originally displayed at the 2023 SEMA show. Just an amazing build. I like all the scroll work on the roll cage going down the back, with that matte blue finish on the paint, but of course the silver scroll work on the roll cage. And, of course, those massive chrome wheels. That gentleman, by the way, on the right, just walked up onto the auction block a moment ago and said, I want in on this action.
Massively upgraded powertrain as well. They didn't do Hemis on the Gladiators. They did it on the Wranglers. So if you wanted a Hemi, you had to swap it, which this one does have a 6.4-liter SRT V8 engine.
And apparently S Club is a manufacturer, a modifier in Los Angeles, doing their own kind of work, including things like this.
Well, congratulations. Like I said, he just walked up on the block a few moments ago. He'd apparently been paying attention to it, decided he wanted to get in on the action. $129,000 for that wild Jeep Gladiator.
Now our number up with number 2, a 2023 Jeep Gladiator AMW 1000 custom pickup truck, a Elephant. with that 7-liter Hemi V8 producing 1,000 horsepower, 950 pound-feet of torque, and an 8-speed Trackhawk transmission. So it has ANW 8-lug 60/80 axles and 8-piston billet brakes. This thing is a monster.
Now five, and now five, I'll take two, and now five, two, now five, and now $152,000, two, now so $150,000 on the internet.
And at number 1, we have made it. Check this 1970 Dodge Hemi Challenger RT. Now, this one has its matching numbers, 426 Hemi V8 with that 4-speed manual transmission, and it's finished in the famous Hemi orange with black vinyl roof. Fully restored with NOS parts, she's absolutely stunning and dominated that number 1 spot. Well deserved.
Very much deserved. Yeah.
Everything from the Slant 6 to the 426 Hemi were possible in the Challenger in 1970 and 71. This is a 70 Hemi car, 410 super track pack car, 4-speed. Gotta love it. Numbers matching car restored by Roger Gibson, one of the greats in the business.
All right, we've got a little bit of a problem on the block there. They couldn't get the Rolls-Royce moving. They finally did, and off it goes away to its new owner, and right behind it, we're going to see that 1970 Dodge Hemi Challenger come up onto the block.
I had to get behind it for that 426 Hemi burble there. Like Max said, numbers matching 426 Hemi, which is a big deal because people bought these to go racing. They were high-strung, somewhat fragile engines with a limited warranty, so very few surviving numbers matching cars.
Now, the Hemi Challenger's cousin, the Hemi Cuda, came standard with a shaker hood. That was an option on the Challenger. So what we have here is the regular air cleaner and a domed hood, but does not have air induction capability. Also new for 1970 was hydraulic lifters, which helped it to stay emissions cleaner than the soft lifters because they don't go out of adjustment as rapidly. This has the 18-tooth Hemi 4-speed box with a 264 first gear and a big 35 spline Dana 60 in the back with 410 gears inside the sure grip differential.
And if you order it with the Hemi, you might as well order it in the right color. This is Hemi Orange, so the color to match the engine. $230,000 the current bid for numbers matching 426 Hemi. Thinks that people should be raising their hands.
And also new for 1970 with the rally wheels and inside the pistol grip 4-speed transmission. And the rally is also new for 1970. RT standing for road and track. In other words, ideal for either road or track. That's the idea of the marketing spin anyway. The fender tag is present and accounted for with all the things A34 and all that good stuff right there. It's there. It's not a reproduction. And the mighty, the street Hemi, the elephant.
All right, look at the bidders. We have a bidder on the floor. We have a bidder on the block who's talking to someone who's the actual bidder on the phone. And then we have 2 phone bidders who've set it up through Barrett-Jackson. So right now we have 4 bidders in the mix for this Hemi Challenger.
Now the interesting thing on this car, it does not have the tail stripe, which was an option, nor does it have the side stripe. Rather, it has no stripes. It does have rub strips on its sides, which was certainly an option, but unusual to not see the tail stripe on an RT anything, but it's not shown here.
And this Challenger, it is restored totally Concours correct. All the right factory markings, the right Goodyear polygrass wheels, and sold.
Well, we had people all over the country bidding by telephone, but at the end of the day, that gentleman right there, sitting in row number 2, came away the winner for that really awesome 1970 Dodge Hemi Challenger RT.
Thanks for tuning in to our Top 10 Mopars presented by CRC Industries from Barrett-Jackson 2026 Palm Beach Auctions.
Now click here, or both, to watch more auction action. Click. Are you clicking? Click. Don't bite. Just click.